So team, it is, let's see if I can say this right for the first time today. Third time will be a charm. Tuesday, September 4th. And this is our branch out call number 1 for fashion directors. So this is mainly for those of you that are currently fashion directors that would like to move up to the level of branch. So branch directors, of course, that's the first level of leadership here at Park Lane. And there are several benefits to being a branch director at Park Lane, not the least of which is your immediate raise that you will receive. So branch directors go to 35% personal commission instead of the 30% commission that you make right now. So a 30% commission on a $600 show is $180, right? So if you do a $600 show right now as a fashion director, you're making $180, which is quite good money. No one is saying that's not good. However, if you were a branch director, you'd make $210. So that means that if you did 4 $600 shows, 600 times 4, that's $2,400 in sales, times 30%, that's $720. So that's great. But if you did $2,400 in sales times 35% commission, that's $840. It adds up really quick. So if you would like to have that pay increase, then branch director is where you want to be. The other thing is that once you promote to branch director, you also get to be part of the Mercedes car plan. And the Mercedes car plan is the opportunity to have a Park Lane paid for Mercedes bonus on your check each month. So it's a 3-month qualification. We can certainly go over that in the Mercedes car plan brochure. But if you choose to not get the Mercedes, then the bonus on your paycheck each month that you meet the requirement is $500. And if you do get a Mercedes and just shoot them the copy of the rental or the lease agreement or the purchase, then you will receive a bonus of $700. I must tell you, most companies require executive level leadership to be involved in the car plan. Park Lane allows it with your very first recruit to get onto the qualification plan. So that is a huge difference in Park Lane to many, many other companies. So far, does this sound good? Does the 5% raise sound good? Does the starting to work towards a Mercedes sound good? Is that a no, a yes? Are we excited about potentially making more money? So the thing about moving up into Park Lane and staying on track with doing it is that you need to know why you want it, right? So in direct sales, you'll often hear, and you may have heard this phrase even before because I've heard it at my gym, or really anytime you're working on a goal of some kind. What is the reason you want it? So what that is typically called is, what is your why? What's the why that's going to keep you focused when it becomes difficult to get what you want? So when the show that you needed to, get your final sales in cancels, what's going to keep you on track to replace those sales somehow instead of being like, I guess I'm not getting it, right? What is going to keep you focused on the days that you don't really feel like making calls, but you will anyway because your reason is strong enough? So is it a financial need? So is the money that continuing with your business, getting a raise, what is that money doing for you and your family? Because just having extra money isn't going to be enough. That's not a strong enough reason. What is a strong enough reason, for example, is one of the things that I really needed to commit to at one point in my business was my daughter really wanted to go to this private middle school. And she didn't want to go to public school like the boys had done, and then go to Catholic high school. She wanted to go to this Catholic middle school. And it cost the same as a Catholic high school. And at no way was that in our budget at the time. And I was saying, oh my gosh, but how do you say no to a child who wants to go to a better school? So I really had to decide that I was going to increase my income by the amount that it was going to need to pay this tuition, and that I could never be underneath X amount, because otherwise it was going to be where I put our whole household in a jam. So that was for a long time the why of that particular part. I mean, I certainly pay for lots of other things in this house, but this extra was this tuition payment that we were going to have now. So what is it that this money, if it is a financial thing, what is it that this is paying for? Are you trying to have a home improvement? Are you trying to pay off your house? Are you tired of telling your daughter that she can't take that extra dance class, or she can't take dance classes at all? Are there travel sports that are eating up your family budget? Is somebody needing braces? What are all of the things that your family or you as an individual can have if you stay focused, right? Is it something else? Is it a personal growth thing? Is it a leadership goal that you have? Is it something just, a little less, I should say, a little more intrinsic and not necessarily something money oriented? But usually, these first levels of leadership especially are about making more money. And I certainly want to help you all do that. So in order to promote to branch, so some of you are brand new fashion directors, and some of you have been a fashion director for a while and are tired of being there. So I'm going to share my screen for a second. Oh, good, the other recording is done. Okay. So in the commission department, there are great visuals to help you with what you need to promote to the next level. So see how here it says promote to branch download here? After this call, I would like for you to print this out, because this is what it takes to promote to branch director. Submit a minimum of $1,000 in sales within the commission dates of a calendar month, plus sponsor one active personal qualified recruit. That's a lot of explainers for one person. So it's really just a two-step process. You yourself need to have a month that exists in Park Lane World that you sold over 1,000. Now, this is one of many reasons why we love when launches are done at 1,000. Why, when we launch a new person, we are goal setting them to a $1,000 10 order launch party. Because then this part is done, right? They have their 1,000. And now they're ready to meet that recruit. And if it's somebody who it turns out to be the hostess who in the third week of the month, all of a sudden she has this great show and she wants to join, now you've already met your requirements. Your hostess can just flip from being a hostess to being on your team, and then boom, all in 1 month, you promoted to the next level. It can and should be as simple as that, because we want her to have her 1,000 right away as well. And now all this took place, and now you will promote to branch director. So now in the event that it doesn't just go as smooth as 1,000, bam, your recruit does have 5 weeks to qualify. So 5 weeks can very well take them into the next month. And if it does, let's say you recruit someone the 3rd week of September, she does not have her 1,000 in by the end of the month, but she still has until October to do it. You then need to have at least $300 net in sales that month, because you can't promote to a new level when you're not active with 300 in sales. So if it takes into a different month, then you need to make sure that you have at least $300 net personal sales. Okay, so branch is actually pretty easy. You have 1,000, she has 1,000. It's just a matter of doing it within the dates. So I would really love for each of you that are currently fashion directors to get this printed out so that you can track this. Now, here's the great news. September, we are having our Shirley's birthday month celebration, right? So in the field interface, there's all kinds of downloads. So let's look at this, the 2018 Style Boss contest tracker. Now, the bottom of the cake is tracking all of the sales promotions for this month. The top is all of the recruiting. So guess what? When you have a recruit on your team who sells 1,000 in September, which will qualify them, right? They're going to receive the rose earrings, which are the Shirley's birthday earring celebration earrings. They're beautiful droplet earrings, and they're going to be available to sell in October. So they're going to have this beautiful new earrings to put in their kit. So they're getting a gift. And then when you recruit one in September with this Style Boss promotion that we're doing, you receive a $100 gift card. Now, here's the thing. When you promote to branch, Park Lane is also awarding you the Style Cash gift cards, the Boss Cash gift cards. So you receive, when you promote to a new level, you receive a gift card anyway, normally. So you will receive a $200 gift card when you promote to branch. So actually, you're getting, is it 250 or 200? I keep messing this up. But now it's 100 plus that, because everybody who recruits one is getting this $100 gift card. So even if you're a branch on your way to area or whatnot, you're getting a $100 gift card when you recruit one. Then you might as well go ahead and recruit someone else, because you get a $300 Rich Rewards gift card when you recruit 2. And when you recruit 4, you get another $300. So you look at how much you can earn in gift cards when you choose to build your team in the month of September. So this is just an outstanding month to decide that you're going to build your team. So the question that I have for you is, do you believe in Park Lane enough to get this done? Do you believe in the people here at Park Lane, that we can help you build your team, that we can train those people, that we can help them to be successful just like we can help you to be successful? Okay, if so, then my next question is, do you believe in our product? Do you believe that we have the best jewelry? Do you believe that it does so much more? It's so much more than jewelry, right? It's about making women feel beautiful, and it always fits, and it makes people feel confident. I've had so many wonderful experiences over the years of watching someone put on a piece of jewelry and watch her whole demeanor change. Watch how she sees herself change. And then to help all these other men and women build businesses and become somebody that they didn't even know they could be. That they can speak in front of people. That they can help others to succeed. These are things that come as you build a team that you didn't even know you had in you, and you can bring out things in others that they didn't even know they had. And then before you know it, they're promoting again. They're earning a trip. You're earning a trip. They're crossing the stage at convention. And it's all because you shared the business opportunity with them. And once upon a time, they were a fashion director. And once upon a time, you were a fashion director. So do you believe in those products? And do you believe in the programs that we have? Park Lane's programs, and when I say programs, I'm referring to all the different programs we have. So let's start with our customer program, right? Have you ever gone to another home show of any kind and gotten the kind of sale that you've been able to offer customers here? Have you been able to take 4 things at half price just because you bought 2 low items? Have you been able to take $200 items for $25? Because if not, then you know that our customer program is the absolute best in the industry, right? Let's look at our hostess plan. Have you ever hosted another home show? If you have, you've probably been disappointed in what you've received, even if you had a great party. And that's because there are so many home parties that don't even give the hostess any credit. Or it's a tiny fraction of what, the sales actually were. So, when that occurs, then, we can have a hostess that 10 friends place $30 orders, right? Because that would be $300 in sales, which would be a show minimum, right? And how much credit would that hostess receive? She sold 300, but a hostess with 10 orders, how much do they receive in credit? That's right, team. 400. So we are giving a hostess more in credit than her sales even were. And she's still getting thank you pieces. She still can take things for half price. She still can shop the hostess only. And why is Park Lane willing to do that? Because they know that the more people out there in the world wearing Park Lane, the better for all of us. And that she will likely come back and have another show, and maybe that show will be more next time. But Park Lane is willing to give that type of credit to a hostess as thanks for allowing us to get in front of family and friends. Maybe at that show, we booked a show that's going to yield $2,000 in sales. Maybe it's finding the next recruit. Maybe she's the next recruit. But our programs for hostesses cannot be beaten. I can't even tell you, I've had a couple other shows and I couldn't believe how little I got. And I've heard that from plenty of other people. What about our programs for how we're paid? I worked in another company for 14 years. And the day I started at Park Lane, I made significantly more. Even if I had, Park Lane does allow you, if you have built in another company, they do allow you to come in at a higher level. But I was in my other company for 14 years. I promoted in level 5 times. And I had this extra title of elite seller because you could get an extra 2% of your sales if for 12 months running you had certain level of sales. So I was an elite seller that had promoted in level 5 times. And the minute that you promote to branch, you will be making higher commission than I ever made at my other company. Because the highest that you could ever earn was 33%. That was as an executive and an elite seller. And the day that you promote to branch, you will exceed what I was paid at my other company. And that's one of the reasons why I work here now. Because when they showed me the comp plan, I couldn't believe the difference. I couldn't believe that we have things like cash bonuses at weekly and monthly levels. As you continue to move up in level, you can get weekly cash bonuses on your paycheck based on your team's performance. You can get monthly and quarterly and yearly bonuses as you move up in level. I remember looking at that and saying, wow, that's like real life sales. I didn't have anything like that at my other company. That we got things like pens and mugs and tote bags and stuff like that in the mail. I've never been sent anything like that in Park Lane. They send me extra cash, they do cars, and they do trips. They do not send me all kinds of logo nonsense that I would never use and shows up on my tax return. And again, that's all part of the programs that are available to you. So, I forgot to mention before this, but there is a form that I do need you all to print out. It's a list of contacts. It's a list of, it's a form to help you make your list of additional names of who you would like to work with. So what I would like you to do before our next class, which will be next week, is to fill out names in every one of these categories. So on here is, it suggests business people, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and it gives you like sub ideas in each category, customers, hosts, all of these people. That's all I want you to do is work on those names. And I need you to add at least 2 new shows to your calendar. Because here's the thing. Without having enough showings to get in front of people, it's awfully hard to find your next recruit. Because typically your next recruit is sitting at the show that you do next. So without shows, it's a lot harder to find enough people to ask, because the general rule is that 1 in 10 people that you ask if they'd be interested in this business will say yes to hearing the information. And then it's from that group that you will find your recruits. Not everybody says yes right at the show. Sometimes it's a few conversations. Sometimes they hear the information and they decide against it. But whatever it is, you need to be meeting enough people. So adding 2 more opportunities to show the jewelry to your calendar is definitely part of your follow-up assignments as well, because without enough on the calendar, you're going to have a hard time meeting enough people. Now, we have an opportunity event tomorrow night here on Facebook at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's called Getting Down to Business with Park Lane Jewelry. It's an event. You should have been invited to that event by your recruiter. If you have not yet been added to that event, please let me know so that we can get you added in so that you can add people that you would like to work with into this event. It's just going to be posts. The posts have already been happening since last Friday, but then I'm going to be doing a live where I share some information about Park Lane. We raffle off jewelry, and this is a big one. We have over 100 people in there. So it's going to be a really rockin' live with, I would imagine, lots of questions getting answered and lots of people deciding to join. And wouldn't you love for that to be an easy way to add someone to your team by just putting them in this Facebook event and then having them like what they hear? So I'll share some words with you that you can use in order to get some people invited, and we will then help you build that team. So I'm going to end the recording here, but I'm going to stay on for a minute, or for a couple minutes for any questions that you have. This is a 3-call series, so next week will be the 2nd call, and the week after that will be the 3rd. So I'm going to end the recording.